Hey guys, I'm uh I'm absolutely astonished that I'm sitting down even having to talk about this. I never thought that something this big could happen in a community like the TTCU. If you don't know what that is, it's a community that is, surrounded by a universe that was established with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Y'all remember that definitely. I made two videos, like commentary videos like a year ago for what I thought about the first movie and also for the second movie when they were releasing teasers, and I kind of fell out of it because um the community slightly changed and I just didn't find a place there anymore. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later, but first I'm sitting here to talk about something specifically that I never thought could happen in a community like this. But then again, when you have a fandom and when you have a community, there's always going to be drama, and I feel like this could end up being the first, if not the biggest drama that this community could end up having, and it's because of children. I'm not joking. I think that's a ridiculous thing to say, which is why I'm so surprised that I'm sitting here talking about this. So I found out about this on Twitter a couple of days ago when I saw I heaven forbid, I apologize if I pronounce your name wrong. It's the way I've been pronouncing it for a long time. The CritizMan. I saw that he posted a tweet basically talking about how he was banned from the quote unquote official server. I really don't think that it could count as an official server, regardless, despite the fact that it was recognized by the creators of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Um, Because, an official server is something that the creators poured money in for it to exist. That's what an official server would be. But anyways, this little on a tangent. But I found out that he was banned, and I was like, this guy is literally one of the biggest commentators in this community when it comes to uh, the childhood story horror universe, or whatever way you want to call it. So I took that as kind of a shock, and I read the tweets. In fact, I will pull them up in just a moment. All right. So the post, as quote I quote from the post, you can see it right here. Today in 2024, we can no longer make mistakes. Even the slightest thing is used as an excuse to politicize or hystericize. I accidentally posted a YouTube link in the wrong channel in the TTCU fandom Discord. I was banned. Just kids. This is alone one of the consequences of wokeism. We have people who want to live in a world where everything has to be perfect, where everything must be a utopia, with rules that are somewhat totalitarian and bordering on ridiculous. Enforcing the rules is fine, but to the point of throwing a tantrum like a spoiled child is just because oh no, I posted on the wrong channel. No, you're not made of sugar, you won't melt. And obviously I commented here and I said that I left the server. I really haven't been part of the community in quite a while. The reason is literally this, but not to this extent. While I was in the fan server, the amount of immaturity was quite ridiculous. There were times when the entire server would be pinged for like the dumbest reason. It would be uh the reason that I left was because it was like disgusting comments being made by the owner, who is a minor. I'm gonna say that again and make it very clear that owner is a minor. Saying stuff like that to a server that it does have quite a few adults in it. So I left the server for that exact reason. And the Critisman saying just kids, that is literal. They are literally kids. The owners and the moderators, from what I understand, the moderators are also minors as well, which is totally fine. I mean, every fandom is going to have, especially a fandom that is primarily adult films, very adult films. There's always going to be kids in it, but I think it's ridiculous that that server is owned by children and run by children, and also for a little bit there was endorsed by the creators. But back to the Critisman. I'm going to be sitting here and I'm going to be commentating on this video because it's a very important one. This is very important, and there's important enough that I'm sitting here willing to talk about this drama on my channel as well. So let's get to it. Now, for a little bit of context, I believe that he's French, so I have the English subtitles on. So you'll have to read along with me.
Voilà, et donc j'ai eu de nombreuses réactions, notamment eh bien, avec le patron du Discord. Je vais vous montrer tout ça. Hop là, on va faire chose par chose. Voilà. Il y a celui-là, donc ici, je vous fais la traduction. J'utilise.
This is a really good thing. I saw this post too. In fact, it was this post that led me to see the CritizMan's posts because I haven't really been on top of it in a while, and I almost forgot he existed for a little bit there. I apologize, but this is what it says. I'm using this account to get this out to more people. You posted a YouTube link in the wrong channel multiple times. You were warned before, then you DM'd me and insulted me. Someone also a decade younger than you for doing my job as the owner of the server. Now, this part in here is also very important. I guess I could try finding the post to show the entire thing, but this is what's most relevant. But we don't get to know that part of the story, do we? The part where you said I was I sounded like your mother, the part where you misgendered one of our team members, the part where you literally called me an idiot, never fully believe something you see until you see every side of the story is revealed. Have a good day and stop throwing a fit over your own actions. I even commented on this post saying this is unprofessional, and for some reason they liked that post, which I think is the goofiest thing ever. I don't think that the way that the CritizMan reacted and the way that he carried this out, I do not believe that it was wrong. I think he did fine. I think he did good. In fact, something like this should be brought to light. That's why I'm sitting here talking about this. Like I said, I've been in the server. It is very messy. There are so many channels, and there's times where I've sent things in the wrong channel before. There is just so much inconsistency in the way the server was built when I was in it. I would imagine that it would be confusing. It's like, can't you just cut a little bit of slack? It's posting a link in the wrong channel sometimes. Multiple times could mean just a couple of times. It could mean anything. It's like, if you're gonna do that, then mute him. Mute him or something. Why do you have to ban? There's no reason for that. And it's just basic Discord moderating. Knowing him, he was probably posting links for videos, like news videos, which is very crucial to their community. I'm sure that they get most of their information from him to begin with. Then you DM'd me and insulted someone almost a decade younger than you, calling them an idiot. Okay, suck it up, Buttercup. You could be called way more names. Like, seriously, there are so many worse names that you could have been called. In fact, I would call you an idiot for the way that this was turned out. This is insane. The next part, and this is a really important one that I did want to cover, because I noticed there was something. This has been a recurring problem with different fandoms, and I'm referring to recently the YouTuber Kassid was banned from the Poppy Playtime server for this thing as well. The part where where you misgendered one of our team members. Now, it's a very controversial subject, and I don't want to share like too much of my opinion on that, but it's like misgendering is very common. You can, especially if you knew the person b- before before they transitioned, it's it's very hard to remember sometimes. And in fact, I misgender people on accident. Um, I would, if I could be completely wrong, but that could be what probably got him banned. And if it is, that is even more unprofessional, especially if it was an accident and there was no malicious intent behind it. Knowing the CritizMan, I do not believe that it was of any malicious intent. I believe that it was a legitimate accident. And for most of this stuff that I'm seeing, it could be a it could have just been an accident, but then the ban escalated it to something more, to the point where he is literally making a 11-minute video on this and willing to share this with other people. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's irritating. It's irritating even now, just sitting here talking about this. All right, let's continue watching the
10 secondes pour faire connaître vos priorités, les mecs. Hein. Voilà. Donc,
like that statement. You need to review your priorities. It's true. That's very true. I agree. I agree 100%.
ok, ok. En tout cas,
The priority in question being stop calling us idiots for the way that you take out or you carry out a situation.
moi, je le répète encore une fois, je n'ai insulté personne, Je me suis trompé une seule fois, oh là là, sur le lien, hein, parce que moi j'ai envoyé un lien pour remettre en avant une de mes vidéos.
I literally just said this. I'm glad that he recognizes that too. This is actually, I'm being 100% honest. This is my first watch through of this video. The stuff that I said earlier, I did not watch this yet, and I was saying that based off of my own opinions. It's true. I truly do believe that it was an accident, a legitimate, genuine accident. I'm sure he wasn't doing that on purpose because the people that consciously do that are nuking your server and you or raiding your server. Uh, I really don't think that he was doing anything uh, as as crazy as that. But sending a link. This is evidence right here. Sending a link to promote one of my videos. This is what I thought that he was sending because that's what he would always send anyways. I don't think that's a problem. There's no big deal with that. And yeah, idiot isn't really an insult, and if you take it as an insult, you can go get a fucking life.
Mettre en avant une de mes vidéos, j'ai pas fait attention. J'ai pas fait attention. J'avais 2 rendez-vous derrière. Bon, voilà, c'est pas la fin du monde, quoi.
And that too.
Bon,
That too.
bref. Et puis aussi, j'aimerais revenir une dernière fois sur le truc de mégenrer certaines personnes du groupe, etc. Encore une fois, j'ai pas le temps de cliquer sur vos.
I do believe this as well. I think this is a very strong argument right here. Clicking on each other's profiles. How are you going to know unless you click on the profile or you actually read the channels? Because I'm sure if they have at least one person that prefers to be called different pronouns, they more than likely have a channel specifically for pronouns. Not everybody's going to take the time of day, especially busy people like him. And I certainly didn't do that. I probably would have been in trouble too for misgendering somebody because busy people, you're not going to have time to sit down like the kids that built the server to read everyone's information. There's probably like a couple hundred people in that server now at this point because there's a lot of people in the community. But seriously, I agree with this, and in fact, this is a very strong argument that you're not going to be able to know everyone's pronouns unless you click on their profiles or you read the channel, and not everyone's going to do that. So I think that this is a strong argument against that.
Etc. J'ai pas le temps. Il va falloir le comprendre, ça. Voilà.
I don't think that they will understand because children don't understand the responsibility of adults until they are adults. Like, I sure as hell didn't until I became one. I can imagine that he is extremely busy. So, seriously, that's where more understanding should come in that not everybody is going to read everyone's pronouns because they literally don't have time. And based off of the verbiage here, that means that he did that once and was more than likely banned. It's really a flimsy statement to be saying, but based off of that, that's what I can tell. And
Voilà. En effet, le seul truc que j'assume, c'est oui, je me suis trompé, j'ai mis le lien dans le mauvais canal. Bon, voilà, on va pas en faire tout un fromage. Merci. Eh bien, j'ai une annonce à vous faire.
oh, beautiful announcement! I'm excited. I'm excited to hear what this is.
Et j'en suis fier.
I'm pretty sure I know what it is. I'm pretty sure I know exactly what it is. Hold on.
Je lance officiellement.
Oh my god, it's what it is. I think this is exactly what it is.
Mon
Shit, that's exactly what it is. Oh my god.
TTCU News by the CritizMan. C'est juste ici, en haut. Voilà. Ça fait plusieurs mois déjà que je travaille sur ce Discord.
Damn, I didn't know that it's been a couple months. This is the coolest thing because, like I said, even for me, most of my news for this community came from him. This is going to be a very structured server, and I am also in it. I was invited to it. I was invited to it yesterday, I believe. Literally yesterday, I was invited to it. And it's so far it's a small server. It's a small server, and there's only a few people in it, but it could grow very big. In fact, I hope that it grows bigger than the children fan server. It's really cool though because Scott Chambers himself is also in this server, so that is really big. It's really cool. It's really cool that he's doing this, and really I feel like it's the best and most mature outcome. That if you're gonna have people pushing you away because they're just being complete idiots, then build something new. Build something new where it can be more inclusive instead of the people that like to claim that they're inclusive. Now, I'm not trying to make this video any longer than it has to be, but I really hope that this stuff gets cleared up. I really don't think that this guy did really anything wrong enough for people to be talking so ill of him and for him to be banned from the server. I really do think that he has posed very strong arguments, and that's the reason why I decided to support him in this, and why I am going to and why I took the time 34 minutes of a recording session to commentate over this. Um Also, I wanted to make note that I did get permission to commentate over this video. I got permission from the CritizMan himself. I asked over on Discord. Um I just wanted to give that as like a little bit of a side note that yes, we have spoken quite a bit since this happened. We have. Um, but yeah, I do want to say again that Critisman, I do support you in this 100%. I do firmly believe that this is a bullshit thing that happened and it really shouldn't have happened. I really do think that these children need to get over themselves if they really want to have a successful community server like that, that you do need to take responsibility for big things like this, that maybe you made a mistake. Maybe you made a mistake. Just probably. I don't know if they're still doing it, but if the creators of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and all these other things, that if they are still endorsing this server, that I really hope they don't anymore. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. This was mainly supposed to be my thoughts and opinions on this. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. If you do want to join the new server, I will ask if I can put a link in the description so that you can join it, because I really do think that it's going to be more inclusive and probably even more informational than than the other one. But yeah, all right. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.